Hello everyone, this is Lily from Astrodesign, and today's video topic is gonna be general astrological prediction for the upcoming months for November all over the world. Remember that it's not an individual consultation. This I can do only by seeing your details, your birth details. So before I begin, if you aren't still subscribers to my channel and you want to know and prepare yourself for the future, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to put a thumbs up for my hard work. Thanks. So about November, first of all, unfortunately I have more warnings than something else to tell you, but it is what it is, and warnings is important as well to know what not to do. And in general, up to the 20th of November, we have a very high chance of aggression, war, frustration and delays, control problems because of authority figures, governments, whether at work or in the more global pan from the people in the controlling positions. New laws that will restrict us and stiff regulations are undoubted will shock our world. But starting from the 20th, 21st of November, there is a change and a positive turn in the health and economic pan. All the details in the video. So the first week is gonna happen between 31st of October until the 5th of November. Sun is opposite Uranus and in challenging aspect to Saturn. And if that is not enough, Sun is also conjunct Mars. Sun represents authority figures in our lives, prime ministers, rulers. It is our energy, our true self, ego, and how we express them in practice. This week we have quite a few troubles from the world rulers, such as restrictions on our freedom and self-realization. The feelings are unpleasant and would lead to aggression and demonstrations from extremist people who do not understand that it won't change a thing. This transit takes place in the karmic signs of Scorpio and Aquarius. So karma is a beach is a very true statement for these energies. What you have planned for this period can change abruptly and adversely. Many people under this influence will behave impulsively and selfishly. They will try to do anything to get money out of innocent people. Therefore, there is a chance of cheating in the economic field, like scams, hackers, issues behind the scenes. The energy in the air is very aggressive and reckless, and this can lead to war in some countries in the world, especially Israel. This war will be either between two countries or between extremist groups in the same country. One way or another, there will be something hostile because the energies are too extreme and explosive. This provides the Sun with a boost energy to the realization of its ego's plan behind the scenes, because we are talking about the secretive Scorpio, but without the support of the laws, norms of behavior and structure and any perseverance. It all goes in the chaotic and unstable direction. Because the Sun is in harsh resistance from Scorpio to Taurus and Aquarius. This will lead to events that will change the whole community around the world and not for the better. So as I said, new restrictions on the part of government in the economic field and probably revolutions from extremists in every country. It's a period that the health and physical alignments can be a little dangerous and problematic too. My intention is that there will be many people who can receive physical injuries because of these unstable and negative energies, especially people who will participate in useless demonstrations and oppositions to the government. The need for freedom is very, very high and volatile now compared to the need of control from the authorities. And it will, of course, lead to difficulties all over the world. So karmic events will come back from our past and can put at stake the need to balance economic security, or rather, should I say, economic insecurity, alongside failed attempts to control our money and lives, physical security, and past traumas. Fears of the past can also overwhelm us and cause us to deal with them again, especially for someone who is fixed and hates change and cannot deal with his own traumas. This is a very transformative week, but in a painful way. It will require us to adapt quickly to changes, get out of our comfort zone, and most importantly, not get carried away with the negative energy of the most people around the world. Mercury as well in this week is going to be at a harmonious minor aspect to Venus and Jupiter. This can contribute us to new ideas for improving our relationships and collaborations. But an idea does not yet contribute to the execution of it, because the implementation is in the hands of Sun, Mars, and Saturn, who are not in the most favorable position now, so everything would remain as idea. The best it can do is to bring up diplomatic communication, with the help of which we can helpfully calm the spirits down a bit and avoid catastrophe against the noise of opposing forces. Pluto at a warlike aspect to Mars and Mercury. Although energies of Venus, Jupiter, and Libra sign try their best to keep our thoughts and communication in balance, Pluto will inevitably cause Mercury to vent his anger through writing or orally on anyone who opposes his thoughts. So our communication can also be aggressive and express the global power struggles that are taking place now. Governments will use psychological messages to trigger psychological control mechanisms and arouse fear and pressure in us. So I advise you, do not believe it. Venus forms an illusionary aspect to Neptune. With all the chaos in the universe, Venus will try to find someone or something to love and find something ideal that does not exist in reality. The illusions and ideals of Neptune and Sagittarius, where Venus is, will work against the themes of love and money in the universe. Because when ideas are high and ideals, it is not possible to reach a compromise. Sometimes Neptune causes Venus not to see reality as it is, and so later, when Venus comes out of its hallucinatory aspect to Neptune, we became more sober about reality, and this will lead to disappointment. By the way, almost all the planets are moving forward, and it just accelerates everything at a dizzying pace. I will not mention here once again that Saturn has returned from its retreat and makes once again the harsh aspect of 90 degrees to Uranus. I made a video about it separately, and you can find this video at the link below. The second week is going to occur between the 6th of November until the 10th of November. This week the Sun continues the challenging aspect to Uranus and Saturn, but at least it moved away from Mars. At the same time, Mercury joins in Scorpio celebration in its transit from Libra to Scorpio sign. The thoughts and communication are going to be full of secrets, deceptions, behind the scenes stuff, and lots of manipulations. Especially since Mercury conjunct again to his enemy, Mars. The uncontrollable speech emissions and the negative thoughts arise. These aspects are also difficult from a health point of view, so that either coronavirus and morbidity issues will rise, or physical injury will rise as a result of people's physical violence toward each other, and also very dangerous on the roads. New restrictions on the part of the government can lead to chaos and demonstrations around the world. Because we have multiple games of control and painful transformation. A part of this, Venus moved on to Capricorn sign. And she's becoming very stiff and cold about the love matters. Everything is tested under a magnifying glass. The need for financial and physical security becomes a supreme value. Venus is now very fixed on ambition and careerism and less on love issues that seems unrealistic. Although she has minor support from Mercury and Mars, they are in their own battles and cannot save her relationship with others. Everything is moving to a more professional and less personal level. Venus transit here is not an ideal location for our money and economy, especially since there are problems on the part of other planets that can indicate problems in the economy and drastic changes in the value of money and currencies. The third week is going to occur between the 11th of November until the 16th. Mercury continues to clinch to his enemy Mars and also creates hard aspects to Saturn and Uranus. Every word can go out of proportion and cause violence. Mercury is our messenger who conveys the message. There is a saying, "Do not kill the messenger." But it will not work now. We will want to kill the messenger, who will speak and do impulsive things as a result of negative thoughts and sudden rebellious enlightenment from Uranus. This may be a period of new and sensational inventions, but they will not be in the general interest because Saturn does not create positive aspects, and therefore he will not give it longevity and advantage. Let's not forget that in this toxic salad we have also Mars against Uranus and in opposition to Saturn, which can cause outbursts of rage directed at those who have annoyed you in the past or right now, especially that these are karmic zodiac signs. Events from the past may come back into our lives and sadden us again or piss off all the anger and resentment that we keep towards others or on the rulers should find a way to be released during this period. Otherwise, it will explode either internally in the form of disease or outwardly and towards people who are not to blame for the anger that has accumulated in us. Everything accumulated during the period of harmonic Libra sign won't withstand now and won't reconciliate, and it will be inevitable, and inevitably it will create conflicts and violent flare-ups. Impulsivity and disregard for social norms can also cause us to break free from our responsibilities and commitments. Occupationally, this indicates a proliferation of layoffs and problems in the unemployment and the hiring of new employees. No one will agree with no one, and this will lead to more crises in the field of food and transport of products, and therefore further inflation is expected, as well as even more severe shortage of food and products to which we are accustomed. Mars' anger and aggressive energy oppose Uranus can be expressed in an unexpected and unrestrained manner. The nervous system threshold is very low, and the ability to control it even more. There will be problems with transport, both by air and within the countries. There may be restrictions on aviation and tourism, problems moving from one place to another. The need to get out of any limitation now is enormous and extreme, but the ability to do so in a calculated and diplomatic way does not exist, which will lead to serious problems around the world, both in physical health and with our money, and of course with businesses around the world. You should check which astrological house in your natal map are occupied by the signs Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. There you will have to face these challenges. Any idea you think you have now will not succeed in reaching a manifestation because it has no support from others. Especially that the enlightenments here will be worthless because they will not benefit the community, and will not be based on a stable and reliable foundation that has been thoroughly examined. The fourth week is going to occur between the 17th of November until the 21st. Sun from the previous week is in a challenging position and aspect to Jupiter. Although it is not the most difficult because of Jupiter's positivity, but still it raises the levels of global laziness and exaggeration. Things that are out of proportion and lead to unnecessary waste of resources. Mercury is finally moving away from the problematic aspect of Saturn and Uranus, but he's still in the manipulative Scorpio, and it is not to our favor. Besides, it also approaches a challenging aspect with Jupiter, just like the Sun, that is already at this point, which further indicates excessive and unrealistic ideas and thoughts, which will not lead to practical execution. Venus creates harmonious aspect to Uranus, supposed to be positively affect and stabilize our economic world, at least for a bit. It can contribute to positive changes in the economic field, and this aspect can also lead to pleasant surprises in the emotional and relationship fields. Something more stable but still exciting can happen to us. There may also be changes in the field of digital currencies and the stock markets. The fifth week is between the 22nd of November until the 27th. Sun moves to the optimistic Sagittarius. Mercury conjunct Sun, and it is now the best for him, but still he leaves Mars and creates a positive aspect to Neptune, which should have a positive effect on coronavirus, flu, etc. As long as the government does not distort the data and exploit the issue of morbidity against us. Because morbidity is supposed to go down. The planets in the sky support this. Sun as well is start to getting a positive boost finally after a dark and a difficult period and a lot of oppositions. So we will feel like a fresh air. The violence and aggression in the world is supposed to go down and stabilize. This is despite the fact that Mars is still in a difficult aspect to the chaotic Uranus. But Mars is a warrior and Sun is the king who rules the warrior. So hopefully the change in the king's mood will lead to Mars's restraint. Mercury is still at a problematic aspect to Jupiter, and this means that the communication of some people, especially those who want to get money from others at any cost, will be exaggerated to the point of being incorrect. So take it in proportion and check everything that is promised to you thoroughly before you agree to anything. Plus, the energies are still selfish. And that's another reason not to believe anything that will be promised to you during this time. This week, though, creates a positive turn in a not so simple month. Venus continues at a positive aspect to Uranus from a week earlier, but approaches Pluto. The sixth week is going to occur between the 28th of November until the 3rd of December. Overall, it's a very positive week. Sun conjunct Mercury and both in the optimistic Sagittarius sign. Both create a positive aspect to Saturn. So our thoughts, ideas, communication, and self-realization are in harmony with performance capabilities. It's time to start our progress in business and collaborations, which was not possible before. We have positive opportunities for negotiation and achievement of mutual success. Even your bosses will listen more, and there is a chance to put mind-expanding ideas into practice. Mars creates a positive aspect to Neptune, which in addition to Mercury is supposed to improve morbidity and allow us to rehabilitate ourselves. Our energy can be leveraged in a spiritual direction, exploring and finding effective solutions to improve our lives. There is more focus in the air, so it helps everyone focus their passion and satisfaction on a more positive direction. Venus conjunct Pluto and in minor positive aspect to Neptune. This energy intensifies our need for physical love, along with bigotry and possessiveness. Because of Capricorn, it is also expressed in ambition and career. So how passionate are you about your goals and aspirations? You now have the opportunity to change direction and boost your passion. So in conclusion to this prediction, remember that everything in life is cyclical and bad follows by good. Take a deep breath before entering this month and while you in it. Don't get carried away by the negative energies. We can only affect oneself. I wish you a good luck and take care. Bye bye.